Hi, everyone. I'm Sal Johnson. I'm the editor and publisher of Golf Observer. And with me is Dave Senior. Hey, how was your weekend?
Sal, I was at the Crawfish Festival in Pensacola on Saturday, so it was fantastic.
Well, are you going to give me some crawfish for you picking Sean O'Hara this week? Nice pick.
Well, hey, the guy's been playing so well this year. He was just due. I don't think it was that tough of a pick. And, especially after listening to him at Bay Hill, when it was sort of suggested to him that, you're just the latest in the long line of guys who wilt when Tiger comes after you. And, he really took offense to that. And you could just see a little bit of fire in him. So I knew it was just a matter of time before he came out and did this.
Well, it's amazing because people don't realize we've been talking about, best young player and things like that. O'Hara is just 26 years old. He's been a pro for the last 10 years, having to start, as a professional right out of high school. And, he's going to have his third child next month, and his final round 69 gave him the victory. And now he joins some elite company along with Sergio Garcia and Adam Scott as the only players under 30 with at least 3 victories.
Yeah, you do forget. I mean, he has been around for a while. He was a prodigy. He made a lot of news as a kid who had a very aggressive, kind of little league dad, borderline. Well, a lot of people suggested he was an abusive father. That he made him run laps when he made a bogey and things like that. In any case, whatever was happening there, they did become estranged, and Sean went out on his own. He did it on his own. He was just a poor young guy out there trying to make it, and so it's great to see that this perseverance has paid off, and he is an immense talent, as we saw this week.
Well, and you know what? He had such a tough time after Bay Hill, which was just 5 weeks ago. He squandered the 5-shot lead, or should we say that Tiger Woods came back and won it with this great birdie putt on the final hole. But Woods didn't have the same magic this week at Quail Hollow. He wasn't able to, pull off the necessary shots down the stretch, and he got within a shot of the lead when he birdied the 8th hole on Sunday, and then made 10 straight pars to finish his round and finish 2 shots back. What do you take of all that?
We got a little role reversal going on here now, I think, Sal. I think it's Tiger that's looking at the leaderboard and seeing who's doing what and who's coming after him, as opposed to the other guys looking at the leaderboard. Where's Tiger, and what do we have to do, to catch him or keep him at bay? As he said several times, there's so much talent out there. The gap is closing. I don't know. Maybe Jack's record is safe after all, huh?
Well, I don't think so. I think that Jack's record's going to get broken, Snead's record's going to get broken. But, the thing is Woods has always been brilliant when it comes down to the clutch. He gets the lead going in the final round, he's like automatic. But he has this Achilles heel, should we say, in the first round. He shot 65, and everybody was going, here's Tiger. He's going to go out and just do the whole thing. But this is the 24th time that Woods has had the first round lead, and it's not an automatic thing. He's only won 13 times. He's had a couple of other, blow-ups when he's had this lead and things like that. So, this week his game was very inconsistent. He showed flashes of brilliance and then mixed with poor shots. And, Woods, to give you a difference, he ranked 45th in greens and regulation, where Sean O'Hara was tied for 3rd. And, the same thing with putting. Woods did not have the greatest of putting weeks. He was 11th. But we could say the same thing for Sean O'Hara, who didn't hole a putt outside of 10 feet all week. Wow. But still a great victory for him.
Oh, yeah. We're always trying to, overanalyze Tiger. I mean, he's probably going to come out and win 5 straight on us now or something. But, maybe more impressive this week than Tiger certainly was John Daly making his comeback.
Well, John Daly did pretty good. He did tie for 31st, and a lot of people will say, hey, tie for 31st, who really cares? But he was 15 shots behind Thomas Levet, but still it was a really good week for him. He shot 70 in the opening round, then had 72, 74, and then 69 on Sunday, which was pretty good for him. But, there was one thing that really made John stand out all week.
My motto, my mantra, I guess, on the golf course is better to look good than to play well. And was he not resplendent in some of those outfits that he had on, the diamond check pants and whatnot?
Well, Daly wore raspberry sherbet slacks one day in Spain, and it's all thanks to a company in Orlando called Loudmouth Golf. How perfect to have a company called Loudmouth with John Daly wearing the things. But you know what? There's a lot of controversy around John Daly, but he really handled himself good this week. He's going to be playing the next 3 weeks in Europe. He's going to play next week in Italy. He's going to play in the Irish Open, and then he's going to play in the BMW Championship. You know what? You have to root for Daly.
Yeah. You want him to play well. I mean, as everybody says, he has such a big fan base. And I'll tell you, who should have a big fan base over there is Thomas Levet. It was really good to see him win because he's kind of this Renaissance man to a certain degree. The winningest Frenchman ever on the European tour. Guy speaks 7 languages. He does a lot of TV commentary and radio commentary. He's, if you remember, he was in the playoff with Ernie at Muirfield. Handled that very, very classily. And I think for him to dedicate his victory to Seve Ballesteros afterwards was a thing of beauty. And it's nice to see that, and that's sort of what golf is all about, I think.
Yeah, and we can't forget about Seve. Now, another thing that happened last week was the PGA Tour and the World Golf Federation and all of golf introduced the HSBC as the 4th World Golf Championship. But there's a little bit of a kink to this one.
Well, with an asterisk, as everyone is saying, because the money is not official on the PGA Tour. The winner is not going to get a berth in the Masters. It's sort of a quasi-WGC event, but, this is all about politics. IMG is involved in this, which could be, an even more powerful entity in golf than the PGA Tour. This is to placate the people in China and to show them a little bit of love, show the China Golf Association that they respect them, and throw them a little bone on this thing with the WGC title.
Yeah, but, the most important thing is it's not an official tour victory. Doesn't count for official money and things along those lines. But a lot of people are going to say, hey, what's Tim Finchem thinking of? It just goes to show it's not Tim Finchem's decision because he really would like to see this an official event. It was the, rack and file of the PGA Tour, which basically run the tour. Yeah. They're the ones that make these kind of decisions. And they, basically came out and they said, hey, we don't want to have a tournament that gives away so much money at the end of the year. And frankly, a lot of the bottom feeders don't want to see another World Golf Championship. They think that, it gives too much of an advantage. So, is something going to be done on this in the future? You just can't have a tournament like this.
There's a little protectionism on here, but I think what you're going to see happening, this is all about compromise, and I'll guarantee you will see the date change and probably the venue change for this event. My guess is they'll play it in January or February in a couple of years, move it somewhere in the southern part of China where the weather is good at that time of year, probably to Hainan Island, which is south and west of Hong Kong. There's a huge development going in there, being built by the Chu family, the people that have Mission Hills. They're basically the first family of golf in China. I think you will see all these things come together. They've been kind of promised a World Championship event at some point. So I look for this event to be somewhere in warmer climes at a different time of year when they think that they can attract some more American players, get the marquee names. So that's what to look for there.
Okay, well, good to be with you, and talk to you in a couple of days.
Very good. Enjoy New York, Sal.